Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bish's RV. I gotta tell you, camping is a lot of fun, but it quickly becomes a lot of stress when something doesn't go right. And one of the appliances, the systems in the RVs that I see really scare people the most, like they seem to understand the least and are the most afraid of it, is the water heater. So I want to kind of go through today and discuss some common hiccups that I hear with RV water heaters and a lot of little kind of like solutions and little fixes that you can apply right on your campsite to keep you camping and to avoid losing a trip and having to bring the whole thing in here for service. And there's nothing more fun than going to take a nice hot shower in the RV and getting stabbed by frozen cold water needles because for whatever reason, your water heater is not working. This is one of those things that really spooks and scares a lot of people. And is, again, as dumb as it sounds, a lot of time this is preventable. So many times people call and we will ask them the silliest, stupidest question. Have you actually just turned on your propane bottles? This happens a lot when people haven't camped for a while and they kind of forget that you actually need to turn the propane bottle on. It is shocking how often that really is the solution. But what if everything was working and then you just changed one of your propane bottles, but suddenly like the water heater won't light? Like you're trying to run it on propane, whether it's an on-demand always propane water heater or a gas and electric that you're trying to run on propane. Well, what might have happened when you change the bottles out, you may have accidentally got some air in the lines, and really there's nothing you can do to prevent it. It's just a thing that happens every now and then. But a way that you can get rid of that air in the lines, to bleed the air out of the lines, actually is to light the front burner on your stovetop and burn it really, really hard. And if you see that the flame on that burner is like spitting, sputtering, flickering, and dancing, that means that there's air in the lines. And that's the dance that you're seeing is the air spitting out the lines, basically. Kind of like if there's air in a water hose. Same thing, just instead of water, it's liquid propane or propane gas as it starts to come out of here. But once that flame starts to burn solid and it stops spitting, sputtering, and dancing, you've basically bled the air out of the lines. Now, there might still be a little bit of air right before a water heater or some other thing, but this is a really handy tip that can that relates to almost any propane thing, is burning that front burner really hard, or all the burners if you don't know which one to burn, until they quit spitting at you, basically. Another thing I hear related to the water heater, especially come springtime, someone's like, I just took the RV out and there's something wrong with the water heater. The water's only hot for a second and then it goes cold or lukewarm right after that. What is going on? Chances are what's happening there is your water heater bypass was left open. So if you take a look at this little diagram right here, like you have a water line that comes into your water heater and then a water line that comes out. The goal is that the water that either passes through it in the case of an on-demand or sits in the holding tank in the case of a gas electric, I guess you almost call it traditional variety RV water heater. It sits there or it passes through the water heater so it has a time to warm up. But there's a bypass. So when you're running antifreeze through the lines, you don't want to run antifreeze through the water heater. Well, that bypass is, as the name implies, allows water to go around it. But if that is accidentally left open, it sort of just allows the water to mix around and float freely however it wants to, and it doesn't go through the water heater or sit in the water heater the way that it's supposed to. So you get a blast of hot water, you get lukewarm, you get cold, you get all kinds of crazy things, like your RV's water heater has dissociative identity disorder and multiple personalities. Well, you don't. A lot of times you literally just need to flip the one little valve between them. Now, where that is located on your specific RV, man, there's so many different RVs, I can't tell you. It's usually close to the water heater. If you're not sure, see if there's like a Facebook owners group or something more specific to your model that could help dial you in on that. Or obviously, if you bought it from us, give us a call. We'll do our best to try to assist you with that sort of thing. That's also why we have our Bish Fix service. The kind of things that we're talking about, a lot of times this is stuff that Bish Fix can help navigate you through at your campsite without you losing camping time. But let's keep moving. But like if you've, tried to bleed the propane lines and like all that, you've made sure the propane's turned on and none of that's working, you may actually have a bug problem. What can happen out here, if you pop the faceplate off your water heater, one of the things that happens is like spiders and bugs like wasps that like to build nests, they absolutely love to get into your exhaust port on this thing right here and plug it up. And if the thing can't let air get out, it can't pull air in, combustion can't happen, water stops getting heated. Especially common in springtime, I'll hear that, where a lot you might just need to check the exhaust and clean bugs out of that thing. Sometimes, like in the case of the water heater we just looked at, there's like a guard in front of that, so you may have to unscrew a couple things. And if you're not sure what you're looking at, if any of the stuff I'm describing at any point in this video is like beyond your comfort zone, contact a service center, contact a professional, mobile service, whatever. But my goal here is to try to help you at least understand what's going on, so you're not scared of it, you're not hoodwinked, and you may have some ability to self-diagnose and self-correct some of the stuff. Another thing related to water heaters that I see seems to kind of mystify, especially a lot of newer RVers, and keep in mind, I wouldn't know any of this if I wasn't in this business. So if this is news to you, don't feel bad, don't feel dumb. It's like, this is how we all learn stuff, you know? People will use their RV for a season, and then at the end of the season, when they're draining the water out of it, they're like, what do I do about my anode rod? Because, you know, when they look brand new, it looks like, you know, a cylinder of metal. But after they've done their job for a while, they look like pitted and corroded, and it looks like something is rotting and decaying in your RV. Like, holy crap, do I need to get this thing replaced? First of all, it's important to understand that not all RV water heaters use anode rods. You see how that's got a black kind of cap on the end of it? If your water heater has a black cap on the end of it, when you pull that out, there's a stick of metal in there. Yours has an anode rod. If yours has a white plastic cap, it probably has an aluminum tank and doesn't use one of these. But this is a sacrificial metal, basically, and I'm not going to get into all the science as to all the things that it's doing, but basically, you use one of these until it's like about 90% decayed, really. The thing can look absolutely awful before you need to replace it, but so many people will replace this thing when it's only been about 10% used. And it's not that they're expensive, it's just that you don't have to do that. And if I can save you a couple of bucks and keep you camping, I want to do it. And if you appreciate that kind of thing, how we're putting this out here today to help you, not to get money out of you. I don't care if you get an anode rod from us or not. Go out and have a good time. And if you like what we're doing, I don't know, click the like button on the video, subscribe, catch the next little tip or thing that we have coming out, and maybe let somebody know that we're out here doing our best to try to do good things for folks. A lot of people seem to forget Bish's RV, we are family owned and operated. We just have like 23 family owned stores. So we got like 23 doors for one store. And you know, we're not ever going to be the biggest organization out there. That's not necessarily the goal. But if we can keep you happy, we're pretty sure we're going to keep the lights on. So until next time, thanks again for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.